Sea-Watch is a charitable-based research group that operates here in the Cardigan Bay area and in other areas around the UK. And they try and take an active part in research that then shapes policy at a governmental level. They are also the coordinators for many of the nationwide conservation efforts. The Sightings Network, they actually maintain the National Sightings Database for the United Kingdom. So whenever anybody wants to dip in and see what's been seen where and under what conditions it was seen, they can dip into the Sea-Watch database, and they liaise with all of the other groups that run land watches, similar sorts of efforts, and just members of the public that make a sighting and wish to report it. Cardigan Bay is one of only two areas in the UK where there's an actual resident population of bottlenose dolphins that live here the whole year round. And there's about 120 resident bottlenose dolphins here that we see year in, year out, all the time. So maintaining that habitat for them is vitally important.
Basically we're sitting down here to look for sightings of dolphins and porpoises and grey seals. So we sit down here for 2 hours between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. every day. One person is scanning the ocean at all times and filling in effort every 15 minutes for the wind conditions, the weather conditions and the sea conditions. When I see a sighting, the first thing to do is to keep your eye on whereabouts you see the dolphin, and then as soon as possible get it on the map. Just try and keep track of them, count how many there are, decide what they're doing. Are they feeding? Are they leaping? Are they surfacing? Just try and record as much information as you can, really. We get a lot of public interest during Landwatch. People come up and ask you if you've seen dolphins, and often they'll tell you about their own experiences, if they've seen them somewhere else. Or yeah, I think it's really important to have a presence on the pier, because people do have an interest in cetaceans specifically, and it's nice for them to be able to come up and ask what you're doing and find out more about it. I think it's really important.
And the land watches are a big part of what shapes the policy that protects this special area of conservation, as is the area from Aberporth up to north of Aberraren here. And the land watches themselves, they provide a lot of data about not only when the dolphins are here, about the way the boats interact with them and the direct impacts of man upon these animals, but also when the dolphins aren't here, we get to record the boat traffic and just the general impact we're having on their habitat.
A bird encounter is if the boat comes within 300 metres of the dolphin, how they interact with the dolphins, if they're affecting their behaviours. It's basically to make sure that the presence of boats is not driving out the dolphins from this area, because it's a special area for them to feed. It's a significant area, that's why they're here. So we want to make sure that the boat activity on a day-to-day basis isn't driving them out of their habitat, basically.